first 5-game winning streak. How have you gotten done?
I think we've really bought into our defensive principles. We've guarded pretty well. Obviously not without mistakes, but our kids are playing really hard right now, and they're doing a really good job of playing together. And I think that's probably been as important as anything.
Bob, how do you handle the success? I mean, this program hasn't been there in the last. I mean, most of these kids are probably at 3 when this happened. I mean, how do you handle that success? You're in uncharted territories, being in second place.
Yeah, it's nice. It's unique. It's we just try to realize that we've got a job to do. The nice thing about the game is that there's always room for improvement. I mean, offensively, you can always shoot the ball better. You can always do a better job at taking care of the basketball. And this weekend off has given us an opportunity to work on both of those things. If we're going to continue to win games, we've got to find a way to take care of the basketball and limit some of these crazy turnovers we're having. So we got a chance to work against some press the last couple days and really try to fine-tune some things and continue to get shots up and get ready for the second half of the season.
Is there anything through the first swing through the league that has surprised you, either about your team or anybody else in the league?
No, I don't know. I think it was, like we've talked all along, is that Green Bay's better than everybody else. And then from there, week in, week out, it's hard to predict who's going to win any given day, whether it's our game or another game on the schedule. Green Bay's still unbeaten, and the rest of us all have losses. So I think that from that part, it's been kind of predictable. And obviously, there might be some people think this team should be ahead of that team, maybe, but I'm guessing some of that's going to play out here in the next couple of weeks.
Coach, Karen Flagg, career high 17 points the last game. How has she been improving or buying into the system as of late?
She's been fantastic. She's done a nice job of continuing to grow, and like you said, buying into the system. She does a nice job of. She gives us things that she can do that we don't have anybody else on our team that can do. She does a good job of creating in the high post. That's something that we've been looking for years. She's able to pass the ball, rebound the ball, score the ball. Just her versatility has been very, very important to us.
A little bit about Milwaukee coming up. Talk a little bit more about them and just how you're going to go in there and get a 6th straight win.
We've got to take care of the ball. They're going to play a variety of defenses, and we've got a young point guard that's got to be able to figure all that out. And we've spent the last couple of days working on that and trying to make sure that we're organized offensively. But I think probably the most important thing is our energy level and our effort level. We were fairly successful against them defensively. As you watch the tape, you see some things that they're probably going to try to attack, and we've got to do a better job of preparing this for the next 2 days and try to clean up a few of those holes defensively. But I think just like earlier, you got to take care of the basketball. You got to get yourself good shots, and then we got to rely on our defensive energy to give us a chance to win every night.
Bob, your last loss on the road was just about a month ago. Is there a different mindset on the road?
I think so. I think that last loss on the road kind of woke us up, and it was unfortunately necessary. Didn't seem necessary at the time, but in retrospect it probably was, and our approach has been 100 times better since that game. And this second time through will be a challenge. There'll be a lot of people that would like to beat us the second time through, so it'll be difficult. It'll be a difficult task the next 8 games.
Hey, Bob, for Green Bay, first time you saw them, what makes them so special? Is it just their players, their athletic ability, or the way they approach the game?
I think it's I tell our kids every time we play them is that they play harder than anybody else in the conference. Night in, night out, they play harder. Now they've got some good things that they do. Their high-low stuff's pretty solid. Their defensive principles are very good, but their best attribute is their ability to play hard. I thought last year at our place we met that to an extent. Obviously, we were in the game because we shot the ball so well last year. The first game here, I thought we matched their intensity, but we couldn't make shots here. Up there, we're gonna have to be able to do both. We're gonna have to be able to match their intensity, but then we're gonna have to be able to make open shots because you don't get a lot of them against them. So you've got to be pretty efficient offensively.
Are you looking at Green Bay at all right now, or just focus on strictly Milwaukee?
No, we're just gonna try to beat Milwaukee. you know, they happened to play each other. That was their last game, so I saw that game, so I got to see both of them play. But this week of preparation is just to get ready for Milwaukee, and then, you know, that's the way we've approached things all year. And then Friday, when we get to Green Bay, we will you know, we'll make some adjustments and try to get ready for them on a short rest.
You mentioned a short rest, we have 1 day to prepare for Green Bay. Do you maybe wish it was vice
Yes, I do.
versa? With
No,
having
I
Green
just
Bay
wish we
first?
had 4 days to prepare for Milwaukee, then we have 4 more to prepare for Green Bay, and the season would end in about March or April. But they won't let me have 4 days to prepare for every game. I can get you a number if you want to call somebody on your behalf.
I'll complain it.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Without putting too much stress on the Green Bay game, though, how do you think the two teams have changed since the first meeting, whether it's in terms of their improvement, their mental approach, whatever? How will game 2 be different than game 1, and just in terms of the way the teams have matured and grown?
No, I think the second game's always a little bit easier because you have some tape to watch of what happened in the first game. You don't have to guess how people are going to guard you or how people are going to try to score on you. You'll know exactly what worked, what didn't work. The thing that's scary about Milwaukee is they play a lot of different defenses, and I think that gives them a little bit of an advantage because we're probably just going to play man because that's the only one we're good at. So, you know, trying to guess how they're going to guard us and what they're going to do is really speculation at this point. They've done a nice job with a number of different defenses throughout the year. You know, so, you know, I'm sure just as we watch the tape, they watch the tape and they'll come up with some sort of scheme based on their defensive abilities.
You good?